Hi everyone, welcome to Technology World Hub. In today's session, we are going to discuss one most important topic, that is handling dynamic table during our execution. So if you see here, this is one dynamic table. So in this table, let's find out the Chrome. If you see, like I'm going to say, in this table there are 4 rows and 5 columns. So, and in the end it is basically showing Chrome CPU 5.7%, and in the table if you will see, the Chrome CPU percent is 5.7%. So let's find out, like, Chrome CPU percentage in table is equal to Chrome CPU percentage. That's what we are going to check here. So if you will see here, if you will see the behavior of the table, it's a dynamic table. So here you see, like, Firefox, System, Chrome, Internet Explorer, and CPU is on the first column. Let's refresh this and compare what the changes it has, because we are considering it as a dynamic. So if you compare here, initially the Chrome was on third row, but now Chrome is on last row. And if you see the CPU percentage of the Chrome, that was 5.7% earlier. Now it is 8.5%. And also if you will observe, initially the CPU was on first column, but here it is, it is on second column. Okay, so like that it's a dynamic web table. So now we will find out the Chrome percentage in table as well as the Chrome CPU percentage. Okay, so how can you do that? Let's go to IntelliJ. Let's create one class, that is dynamic table test. So let's create one main method, and in that let's create web driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Let's go with Chrome driver. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get. Let's pass the URL of the dynamic web table. So let's pass the URL. Then what I'm going to do, I will write down the XPath for finding the table. So let's find the table, inspect table, let's say, yeah, table. So here we'll take the table name. So table @class. So we'll take the table class. So this is the class. So if we inspect here, okay, it is inspecting the table. So from the table we will find out, one second, we will come to the T body. See, so T body. Okay, then from T body we will come to TR. So basically it will show all the rows of the table. So in this, we have 4 rows, so it will display all the, it will find all the rows of the table. So let's take that XPath and create driver dot find elements by dot XPath. Okay, so let's store this in one list. So it will return list of web elements. So we'll store it in list. Let's say the name is rows. Basically it will return number of rows. Okay, let's import the class. Now what I'm going to do, okay, now we find all the rows. So from that we need to come to the column, first column basically, because we need to find out the Chrome value. So we need to come to the first column. How can we do that? So if you see tr, then let me do td. Okay, it is finding all the values, but my image I want to first row all the values. Let's say first row all the values. Okay, so in this case I'll write on td1, that means first column value it will. Okay, first row first column, second row first column value, let's say. Okay, so third row. Okay, perfect. Fourth row. Okay, perfect. So this one I am going to take. Okay, so what I am going to do here, let's iterate using a for loop. So I will write down on for loop where I will iterate through all the rows. From all the rows will come to the first column. So for int I is equal to 0. Let's start from 1. Let's say I is equal to 1. I less than equal to rows dot size. So there is a method in list. There is a method size method in list which will return the size of the list. So I need to iterate till the size. Okay. So in this case the size will be 4. So okay, then I plus plus. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I am going to iterate all the values of the first column because I need to find Chrome value. So let me write down that. So driver dot find element by dot XPath. Then I will write down this value. Okay. So here you find. So okay. So I'll store it into one web element. Web element. Okay, that's a name. Okay, so what happens, like in this case it is 4, but it might change. As I mentioned, it is a dynamic table, so the value will change. So in that case what we'll do, instead of hard coding 4, we'll pass like I here. Okay, understood guys? So if we'll pass I here, then what it will do, it will iterate through all the values and it will find out if, let's say, Chrome will be present on second row, or first row, or second row, third row, first row. So that our TR of this will not work. So that's why we will pass the kind of argument like I here, so that it will find out wherever it is, it will find out that. Okay, which row it will be, it will find out. So once we got that, we'll store it into name element. Okay, then what we are going to do, okay, let's do one thing. I can do, okay, so in name, then what I can write down, I will write down one if condition. If name dot equals, because name is a element, so I need to get the value actually. So okay, instead of that I can write down, okay, name dot get text. Okay, so I will find out the value, get text dot equals, which one, Chrome. See what I am trying to tell you. I will find out the name. From the name I will get the text, and the value should be Chrome, because my aim is to find out the Chrome. Okay, when this condition satisfied, then what I am going to do, I am going to, what I am going to do next, I got Chrome. Okay, then I need to get the value of which one, CPU percentage. So if you will come here, if you will see Chrome CPU percentage, it has like different values. So I will go with following sibling. So for Chrome, all these values are siblings, one siblings. So in this sibling, what is unique? If you will see, I need to get CPU percentage. In CPU percent, what is unique? 8.5 percentage. So 8.5 is always there. Like with I'm going to say it is here, point value is there, and percentage. If you will see, percentage is a unique one. In all other cases it is Mbps, MB, but here it is percentage. So I will consider it is a percentage. With respect to that, I will get the value. So how exactly I am going to do that? So here I will write down following sibling colon TD, because it will be TD, which TD I want, because it is different TD, which TD contains percentage. So how I am going to do that? I will write down contains text comma percentage. That's how I'll find. So, sorry guys. Okay. See, in this way I can find out. Okay. Understood. So let's write down that. So okay guys. So let's write down that. Here okay, for TR. No. So I need this one also. I meant to say the index value also I record. Just I was checking. Definitely require the index value. Okay, so let's write down this XPath here. So driver dot find element by dot XPath of which one? XPath of this one. Okay guys, so just one thing I can check here. Instead of table, I will write down, no, what a second. Instead of table, no need of table here. I can write down TD, okay, and text, okay. That's how you need to write down, guys. So it should be Chrome. I should have come with table. I can write down from here itself. So you need to write down the relative XPaths. Okay, see, please find it. So no need of coming from the table. So you can use this one, this XPath. So this is the XPath. Okay, then what you need to do, just get the text dot get text, and I can write down the I will store the value in string. Let's say string. I'll write down something CPU. Give some meaningful name. Let's say CPU load, something like that. Okay. So it will store the value. Let's print this just to CPU just for confirmation. So we can write CPU load. CPU load is equal to plus the value. So CPU load. It will print the value. So what value it will print? It is going to print which one? It is going to print 8.5 percentage. Okay. So then let's print this. Let's go back to the console and check that. See, perfect. It prints the CPU load. One second. Okay. So one second, guys. Let me check the value. It should print 8.5, right? It should print 8.5%. Instead of that, it return 8%, 0.5. Okay, one second. Just let me just check what is the issue here. I think absolutely fine. Okay. it should return 8.5 percentage, but it is returning 8 percentage. So 1 second, guys. Just I'm checking. Perfect. I think this time it is working fine, I believe. So, okay, got it. Because I was referring to the previous one, but always, as I mentioned, it will refer to the 3.7%. I think earlier one will be correct because, as I mentioned, the value got changed, right? If you will see, it is Chrome 8%. Absolutely working fine. Yeah. So, yeah, fine. So, next, okay. Uh, Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this value. So let's inspect this. So here double slash p at the rate id equal to, yeah, Chrome CPU I can take. Okay, I'll take Chrome CPU. So it will inspect this. So let me write down driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay, so what it will return, let me also get the text. So it will return the full text, guys. So if you will see here, basically it will return the full text, Chrome CPU percentage 8.5 percentage. Okay, so it will return the full text. So I'll write down string full text, let's say, and I will store the value here. Okay, but I want only the value after this, means after percentage, after colon I require only 8.5 percentage. So how can I achieve that? So I will use string method, substring method in Java. So I will write down string, let's say CPU value, okay, or I will write down CPU, what it is written, CPU Chrome CPU. Let's say I will write down Chrome CPU is equal to, then full text dot substring. I require part of string. So I'll write down substring. Then what I require on the substring from where to where. So basically I will consider the index of column. So I will write down index. So full text dot index of. So basically I require from index column, from that particular column onwards. So how many? Next. So 2. From 2 onwards I require, because if you will see on the column, okay, first one is space, then from second onwards I require. So just I will write down last 2. Okay, so that it will store the value here. It will store the value 3.7 here in this case. Okay, considering this, it will store 3.7. Now what I'm going to do, I will compare. If CPU load dot equals Chrome CPU. Then I will write down one issue statement. What I'm going to write down, CPU load is equals to Chrome CPU. Okay. Else what I'll do, I'll just use this and I will write down CPU load is not equal to Chrome CPU. Understood? If both the values are equal, then CPU load is equal to Chrome CPU. If both the values are different, then CPU load is not equal to Chrome CPU. Okay, let's run this and we will see the result. Okay, let's run this. Okay, that is some slowness, little bit slowness, but let's go to IntelliJ and check the console. You will see here on the page, what is the CPU load? CPU load of Chrome is 2.8 percentage. Okay, let's go to console and check the report. Okay, it's still loading actually, like there is a little bit of slowness I believe. So it's still rotating. Okay, let's wait. Still rotating. Might be some slowness. Okay, I think it's done. Let's go and check. So perfect. CPU load. Okay, what we can do, we can perfectly, absolutely fine. Just one thing. We can also print this Chrome CPU. Okay, Chrome CPU. Let's print this value also for better understanding. Okay, Chrome CPU. But in this case, it is equals. Both the values are equals. But let's print this also. Okay. So let's run this one more time. It's loading. Yeah, let's wait. It's done. So here if you will see, what is the CPU load? CPU percentage. So CPU percentage is 6.2 percentage. Okay, let's go back to our console log and check. Okay, so there might be some no issue. It might be some. Let me run it again actually. So somehow it stopped kind of. So there is nothing no issue with code or script, but it's a kind of some issue with the environment kind of you can consider. So let's run it again and check the result. So it's rotating. That means it's kind of loading. So let's wait for the process to finish so that we can go and verify the result. Okay. But before that, let's check. Here CPU percentage is 1.3 percentage. Okay. So let's check this. Absolutely fine. See. So CPU load is 1.3 percentage. CPU Chrome CPU is 1.3 percentage. So CPU load is equal to Chrome CPU. Okay. It's absolutely working fine. Okay. So that's how you can validate the CPU percentage in table and CPU percentage in the I mean say Chrome CPU percentage. Okay, so that's how you handle dynamic table. Okay, guys. So that's it. This is the code you need to write down for handling dynamic web table. Okay. So if I can show in the full screen, so this is the code you need to write down for handling a dynamic web table where you will find particular where you will validate particular value. Like in this case, we are validating CPU percentage in the table with the Chrome CPU percentage. Okay, guys. So that's it for today. I will come up with next important topic. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Please like it, subscribe it, share with your friends and family. Thanks, guys.